Hi, I'm Leon, and this is the 15th chapter of the book of Genesis. Chapter 15, there are two main characters, and those two characters are, of course, God and Abram. God and Abram. And in that 15th chapter, Abram once again meets with an issue of faith. The faith that he wonders about is, of course, the promise that God had made to him. God then tells him to look outside and look at the stars. You count the number of stars that's there, God says to Abram, and if you do that, and if you could do that, you'd know the number of offspring that you're going to have. He's already promised to make him a great nation, that he would make his seed, his people, a great nation, and God has certainly done that. I wanted to draw your attention back to 15 and 6, because in 15 and 6 it lets us know this, that Abram believed God, and as soon as he believed God, it was counted to him as righteousness. So as is the custom at that time, they would take a heifer, and they would cut the heifer down the middle. And then cutting it down the middle, they would then, that is the two people that were going into an agreement together, would then walk through that particular sacrifice. Well, we see in this case that Abram made that sacrifice, but he seemed like he was standing alone. He had to fight away the fowls of the air. The Bible said he had to chase away the birds that were trying to come after the sacrifice. And it wasn't until Abram went to sleep that God passed through alone. He passed through the sacrifice. It is not only about faith, but it's about believing God, and the fact that when God makes a promise, that he has promised that he really doesn't need us to fulfill what it is that he said he's going to do. He told Abraham that he was going to do it, or Abram that he was going to do this work through him. And once Abram agreed, then it was counted to him as righteousness. So when it came time to make the contract real, what happened is, of course, Abram fell asleep, God went through it, and God solidified the agreement that he had with Abram, which was that his offspring would be more than the stars that were in heaven. That's what the 15th chapter is all about. You may have known a little bit about the Bible, but today I hope that you've learned just a little bit more. We'll be back with the 16th chapter. I'm Leon.